If I could go back to when I first started as an artist, not just creating art, but actually trying to turn it into a business, there are a few lessons that I desperately wish someone would have told me. So today I'm going to be sharing these things that would have saved me a lot of confusion, undercharging, and burnout, and how you can fast track your journey if you're actually trying to make becoming an artist your job. First thing is, art skills are only half of the equation. Being a good artist, developing your skill set and style is only half of the job. Before I became a full-time artist, I didn't think about all the other aspects that would be in play to make this a successful career. And you're actually going to be creating a lot less than you think. Like, a lot of people think that artists just sit around and paint all day, and that is like not the case at all. There's a lot of marketing involved, packing, updating your website. Like there are a lot of other aspects to this job that a beginner artist might not realize. So definitely take that into consideration if you're wanting to take this beyond a hobby level. The second thing is, do not wait to start building systems for yourself to sell. And by systems, I mean things like your website, your email list, and your portfolio. Make these things right away, even if you're just starting to post on social media. You need places to send interested collectors to where they can either buy from you or just learn more about you as an artist beyond your social media. Start your email list early as you can, and have your website or wherever you want to sell ready to go. You need to have a place beyond your social media where you can send people. If you're about to do anything I'm telling you in this video, please let it be at least starting your email list. It is so important. I honestly didn't know about a lot of these things when first starting out, and a lot of these lessons came later for me. When I first started putting my art out there, I was so focused on making content and growing my audience that I kind of ignored the infrastructure behind running an art business. I had a super basic website, no email list, and no real systems in place for people that actually wanted to support or collect my work. I thought building a following would be enough, but building a collector base is extremely different than building an audience. Looking back, I wish someone had told me about those systems from the start. I actually took this Skillshare course recently. It was called Making a Living as an Artist, Crafting Your Creative Business by Brooke Glazer, and it completely reframed the way that I look at productivity when running an art business, which is something that I've heavily been working on. I've been wanting to implement just more structure into my workflow. And I specifically liked this one part where she was talking about how when looking ahead at the next few months in her schedule, she'll plan out like, I want to do 5 print drops, but to do 5 print drops, I need to do 5 paintings. And she will actually break down her time to be able to make that art according to how many print drops she wants to do. This is such a simple concept that I've never even really thought of, but it could really help stabilize your income as an artist, which is something that a lot of creatives have to deal with, is income going like this. And yeah, that was just like my biggest takeaway from that course. And I am definitely going to implement that system for myself moving forward. And she even got into things like taxes, which can be extremely confusing for creatives. Skillshare classes are taught by some seriously amazing professionals, illustrators, designers, and even successful creative entrepreneurs. So you're learning directly from people who actually get it. They have tons of fun creative classes in tons of different categories like art, illustration, animation, photography, graphic design, and more. And if you guys want to check it out, Skillshare is offering a 7-day free trial, plus the first 500 people to join using the link in my description or scanning this QR code right here will get 20% off their first year on Skillshare. And if you find that it's not for you, then they've got you covered with a 30-day money-back guarantee. I definitely recommend checking Skillshare out, especially if you're a creative. There are a ton of great resources on there, and I also want to say thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. The next thing I wanted to talk about is your mindset. Your mindset can really make or break you when first starting out. A lot of artists face things like imposter syndrome, fear of posting, lack of consistency. No one talks about how loud your inner critic gets when you finally decide to take your art seriously. For me, when I first started, imposter syndrome crept in pretty fast. Posting your art online can be very intimidating because it's like a little piece of you. I used to overthink like every post, every caption, every little thing. And it took a lot of energy when first starting out. And I also really wanted my feed to look nice and professional and curated, and I don't know, but that is what your website is for. Your social media can be a place where you can be much more raw and just show your life as an artist. I just felt like I had to show up perfectly polished online in the beginning, but that mindset held me back way more than any algorithm ever did. Once I released the perfection idea, I was able to get into a flow with creating more consistently, and that is when my art pages really started to blow up and gain traction. I started to get more comfortable with just showing my creative space when it was messy, and I started showing my work in progress pieces even when I didn't know if they were going to turn out good. It was very freeing just to release that idea. If you are afraid to put yourself out there in a raw, organic way, then you will become very inconsistent, and this will stunt the momentum that you need to grow and get eyes on your work. Shifting out of that mindset took time, but what helped was realizing that the confidence didn't come before the action. It came from the action of posting, from the action of showing up consistently. You gain clarity and confidence from posting consistently, from creating art every day and just showing up. Fake it till you make it is so real. I just started posting what I was doing with my art every single day. Like, I would just be like, this is what I painted today. And then the next day, this is what I added to my paint. Like, I just kind of started documenting. And that's when I really started to grow. And the consistency became easy because I was just doing the thing over and over again. Something that really shifted everything for me with this is I stopped trying to like impress online and just feel so like professional, I guess. And I really just shifted my emphasis to connecting with my audience and documenting what I was doing. Just showing up for your community every day will be when you really start to grow and really get eyes on your work. So just keep a strong mindset, remain consistent, and don't be afraid of the internet. The next thing is your personal brand is important too. Your art is of course extremely important, but people often buy you, your story, your lifestyle, not just your art. Emotional connection does sell. People love to know the person behind the work and the stories that lead into the creation of the art. That doesn't mean that you have to show your face if you don't want to. Like, I know a lot of artists do not like to show their face. They like to remain faceless, but it's still very powerful to have a personal connection with your audience. But if you are okay with showing your face and like talking on camera, I definitely recommend it. It's so powerful. And it's definitely just something to take into consideration. But if you don't want to show your face, just make sure that you are somehow trying to foster a personal connection with your audience. I promise it actually does make a difference because the art is an extension of the artist. It just is what it is. The next thing is pricing emotionally will burn you out. I used to be so scared of pricing my work high when I first started out. I was just pricing based off of the feeling of what I thought my work was worth. But if you do this and you're pricing based on self-worth or feelings, chances are you will severely undercharge. If you're ever trying to price your work and you're saying to yourself, I'm not sure what this piece of art is worth, then use a framework to price your work. I always do materials plus time. Think about how much you want to be paid hourly for your work, and do not underpay yourself. First of all, how long have you been painting? Have you been painting for 10 years? Then you probably don't deserve $18 an hour. You've worked to develop this skill for 10 years. Okay. I'm editing this video right now. I didn't word that very well. I'm saying you deserve way more than $18 an hour. Yeah. So first of all, really spend some time and think about what do you want your hourly rate to be. And once you figure that out, say, just for example, say it's $25 an hour, and say a painting took you 15 hours, then that's $375. But then you also painted it on a $50 canvas and you used $10 worth of paint. Then that would make it $435. So you could charge around $450 for that piece. This formula will give you a good ballpark of what you should be charging. Of course, you can price it at whatever you want. This will at least give you a good idea when starting out so you're not undercharging yourself. Because if you keep charging $150 for a piece that took you days to make, like, you are gonna burn out. At that point, you're extremely underpaying yourself and you're gonna get tired pretty quickly. So don't underpay yourself and make sure you are pricing your art what it's worth. The next thing is most sales do not happen the first time you post it. You need to keep posting your art over and over and over again. I feel like a lot of artists have the misconception that you need to make one piece, take a picture, post that on Instagram, and then move on to the next one. Fresh content for your audience. No. That is a big mistake. People need to see things multiple times before buying, so keep showing it. Keep showing up. Do not only post your art one time and then move on to the next piece. I think the average number of times people need to see something before they buy is like 7 times. I have to look up the exact number, but just don't be afraid of posting your work multiple times. Like, I still post pieces that I made years ago even. As long as you aren't being spammy and you're like posting your work in a new way, this can be very beneficial. When I'm making a piece, I will show it in progress like multiple times. And then you could do a reel where you like flip it around and then post the still image of it. You can post the print of that piece. Like, show your piece as many times as you can in different ways to your audience. Don't make this beautiful piece of artwork and then put it away when you can just use it over and over again. The next thing is you can make art income without selling originals. When I first started, the only thing I really thought to sell was originals, prints, and stickers. And only selling your original art is such a quick road to burnout when first starting out. You can sell digital products. You can get into art licensing. You could sell like an behind the scenes online painting lesson of how you painted what you just painted. Or you could start a Patreon and show people like really behind the scenes of your artist life. Chances are, if you're on social media, you've got the comment, hey, what sketchbook is this? What type of paint are you using? You can have all of your supplies linked in your bio as affiliate links, and you can earn money off of people buying the supplies you use. Like, I'm in the Amazon influencer program and I get commission off of people buying my art supplies. Try to diversify your income early instead of only offering like high ticket paintings for people to buy. You will make more money in the long run by offering lower level things for your community to purchase. And that can even just be smaller products like notebooks and mugs and things like that. But there are just so many different ways to make money from your art now other than just selling original artwork and prints. And the last one is your art business itself can be a way for you to make money as an artist. I kind of just talked about this, but like doing things like starting a Patreon or starting a YouTube channel or just starting social media in general can be a good way for you to earn extra money from your artwork. You can now document the behind the scenes of your business and the art creation itself and make money that way. Like, you can make YouTube videos of you painting the painting and make money off the AdSense, and then you have the painting to sell and everything you create out of that painting. You can monetize the whole process from beginning to end. And the beauty in this is like you can use this to supplement your income as a creative without being super salesy. Like, people can still enjoy your art and it allows you to create for them without them directly having to purchase from you. And you don't have to be super salesy to your community. They can literally just watch you create now and you can be paid for it, which is really cool. So yeah, hopefully if you are just starting out your creative journey and trying to sell your art, that you found this video helpful. If you guys did like this video, you might enjoy this one here where I talk about how to get your art seen and ways to market yourself as an artist. So I definitely recommend checking that out. But yeah, if you guys did like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. And I love you guys so much. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.